Hello and a warm welcome to the Federal Sports Bus. As IPL 2025 continues, we have seen something new this season. Umpires during matches have started checking for the legality of bats. To discuss about this, we have former international umpire Vinayak Kulkarni. Sir, thanks for your time. Welcome to the Federal.
Thank you for inviting me for this.
Sir, my first question would be: we have seen it on camera during the course of play this season in IPL. Umpires have used a gauge and checking for the thickness of the bats, for the legality of the bat. So, is this the first time happening, or is it first time we are seeing it on camera and people are got to know about this, sir?
This is the first time you all are seeing it on camera. It was there
Right.
for a long time. Earlier, when we used to check only the width of the bats, we used to use this type of gauge to
Okay.
only the width. Of course, weight is not there. Later, they came that we were never checking the edges and thickness of the bat. So, of late, with the introduction of T20, the bats which are now being used, this is a bat, if you see,
Right. Right.
the thickness is one of the bats. There are a variety of bats.
Right.
If you see it in raw, this will be about 4 inches or 4.5 inches thick wood. That is compressed now. With the
Okay.
technology improving, the compression is more. So if the meat of the bat, what we call, has a very good punch.
Right. Right.
To avoid that, now the bat gauges are there like this. It has the
Okay.
width, it has the depth, it has the edges. So this is the depth, this is the edge. So you should not be more than that. If the bat doesn't pass through this bat gauge, then we don't allow them to bat. In earlier days, it is there for last 10, 15 years, but it was not on TV.
Right. Right, sir.
The previous day of the match, umpires do report, and we used to identify 3, 4 players each from each the team. Same number of players from each team. Say 2 batters, frontline batters, and 2 slog hitters. Minimum
Okay.
that. And we used to ask them which are the bats they are going to use in the match. And we used to check them and then identify them. And he is supposed to use the same bats when he comes. But with the advent of this, now everything has become little more visible. People want visibility. So
Right. Right.
with this IPL, bats are being checked on field. And we have seen that a few bats have not met the required measurements.
So you mean to say what you are trying to explain is that it has been happening for so many years, and umpires used to check one day before the match, and now it's been happening on the field of play, and we are, for us it's a new experience as it's been captured by the TV cameras and going live, sir.
Yeah, earlier also it was there. It's more than a
Right.
decade it is there. But even on the day of the match, if we suspect anybody using a different batch with the naked eye, we used to check them. But it was discreet. It was not so visible.
Okay. Sir, from your experience, did you find any bats illegal? One or two instances? Can you share, sir, or all the bats pass the test, sir?
Yeah, most of the bats, we had 1 or 2 instances in Ranji Trophy matches, but not at the highest level wherever I have umpired. Then we have asked them to change the bat and they have agreed. Basically, these were for manufacturers. If you
Okay.
use a standard batch, it will adhere to. But 1 or 2 here and there may not pass through for the thickness. Otherwise, most of the bats are okay.
Sir, and you said that you will pick top order batters, maybe two or three, and then sloggers. When you talk about checking the bats, sir, is it like random checks, like only 4 or 5 players, or do you do it for all 11 players, sir?
No, it all started with a few because if
Okay,
you see go and alternate, everybody did not have their own bats.
correct.
The
Yeah.
team bats would be there and individual bats would be there only top class. Of late, last 5, 6 years, everybody is having their own bats. So there we used to check, and everybody will be carrying 4, 5 bats to the in their kit,
Right,
but they
right.
will be using 2, 3 bats. So we used to ask them which bat they are going to use and check those things.
Right, sir. And are the players very cooperative, sir, when you check the bats and when you talk to them and you share the feedback, sir? How is their reaction, sir?
Yeah, of now I have not met any player who has made any fuss about it, because everybody knows that they have adhered to the things. Even the ball gauge we use to check the balls, you know where the two rings go and no go.
Right.
So nobody objects to that. Bat also, everybody knew, and the gauges also, they know that they have been supplied by the approved BCCI or the organizing authority. So nobody till date has made a fuss, except one we saw in the IPL.
Right, sir.
He was with, he didn't make a fuss, but he was surprised.
Right, yeah. Maybe you're surprised because it happened on the field of play, unlike previous
Yes.
times it used to be checked before on the eve of the match. Sir, and I wanted to know whether this is only done at the senior level or you do it at the junior level also, sir?
No, Ranji Trophy level also we do it, junior level also, but it's not so visible. We do it
Okay.
randomly. Now
Oh,
that only from this IPL season, it has become more visible, since it is seen on TV. The talk also has started. Widespread talk is going on.
right. Sir, and you have
But if
been
you
you are coached, you have been coaching umpires as well, sir. What goes into your coaching, sir? Umpires, how do you guide them, sir? You have been a veteran, so you train a lot of young umpires, and in these times of like when technology has come into umpiring, so what are the challenges you face while coaching these young umpires, sir?
see, what BCCI had done a good thing is they started an umpires academy in Nagpur, and I was fortunate to be the incumbent resident faculty there, where we
Okay.
trained umpires across India at all levels. And initially, the technology was only at the higher level. But if you
Right.
go back to BCCI, all our BCCI matches are being recorded.
Right.
You all might have seen, though there is no telecast of all matches are recorded and umpires are evaluated on the basis.
Right.
So it's like a double-edged sword for an umpire, or double-edged knife, because you are exposed there, unless you
Right.
are perfectly all right. Second thing is, we actually know what mistakes we do. Earlier it was 1 to 1. If I like you, I'll say everything okay. If I don't like you, I'll find fault with everything. Or just for passing remarks, somebody would pass. Now I can sit, see my videos, and then make out what goes into my decision making. Actually, it is not so easy as to talk thing. There are a lot
Right.
of things which goes on into the mind of an umpire before giving a decision. For example, I'll tell you LBW.
Right.
For an LBW to be given, there are five parameters. Apart from the ball being a fair delivery, the pitching of the ball, the impact, the movement of the ball, where the ball hit, and then where the ball would go after the hit.
Right.
In this, the batter is a variable, ball is a variable, bat is a variable, pitch is a fixed thing, wickets are fixed thing. So within a fraction of a second, that means if a ball is traveling at 140 kilometers per hour nowadays, which is common, it
Right, sir.
takes about zero point 0.4 or zero point 0.3 seconds to reach from the bowler's hand till the impact of the striker on his pad or otherwise. So within that, he has to know from which angle the ball has been delivered, in which angle it hits the ground, and after hitting the ground, how much bounce it takes, or the deviation it takes, or the swing it takes, and then impact and further course of the ball. See, when all these five answers are in the affirmative, then only the striker is out. Even if one of them is no, striker is not out. That's why
Right.
in the DRS, if you see that three spots come:
Right.
pitching, impact, and hitting the stump. All
Right.
the three should be read for an umpire to give the batter out or the striker out. So
So, you, yeah,
technology
yeah.
has helped us a lot.
Right, sir. Yeah. And at the same time, it has put more pressure also, sir, on umpires, isn't it?
See, earlier it was different kind of pressure. If the batter is more influenced or renowned, whatever he says was the word taken.
Right, sir.
Or
Yeah,
if an umpire is a senior umpire, whatever he does, his word was taken. Now it is a level playing field.
correct. Yeah,
Everybody can see on the big screen what has happened. Nobody
right,
can escape things.
right,
See, one good thing for an umpire is I can know what was in my mind. Where did the ball pitch? What was the bounce? What I have taken into consideration while ruling. And I
right,
can see it on the big screen there.
right. Sir, talking about umpiring standards these days, maybe in India, you have been coaching youngsters, as I mentioned earlier. How are you satisfied with the way the standard of umpiring is in India and overall, sir, in international?
Yes, the umpiring standard has increased quite a lot from what it was earlier. Thanks again to the various gadgets being used, academy being there, feedback being there, training has been being there. See, just now again coming back to all the decisions, LBW is the most controversial decision.
Right.
With naked eye, we umpires were getting about 92 to 93% of the decisions correct earlier also.
Right.
Now, with the technology being put into use, it has grown to about 98%. That 2% is one is technology is not foolproof. Second is each team has a fixed number of reviews.
Right.
So once you exhaust the review, the third may be here and there.
Right.
And why umpire's call has come is because technology is not foolproof. That's the reason.
Correct. Sir, one last question, sir. How is the response from the youngsters? Like, do they take up cricket umpiring, sir?
Yes, nowadays because everybody is seeing on a thing. And when we started umpiring, we hardly got 50 rupees per match, and then it became 200. And finally, when I retired, it was 30,000 at international level per day. Now it is $3,500 or 3 lakh rupees. So more and more people are coming to umpiring. They want to take umpiring. And to make umpiring easy, I have translated the laws of cricket into Kannada, which is there on the MCC website. They have recognized. I have also come out with book on umpiring and also an audio video tutorial for umpires to go through and learn.
Sir, this is same for like, do we see a lot of women umpires also coming up, sir, in India?
Yes, women umpires do come. When I think 2010 first, we had a full batch of 30 women umpires being trained thing. But for various reasons, they did not continue.
Okay.
And very few have continued, but board do encourages women umpires, especially for ladies matches. But if you see now in the national level, there are 4 or 5 umpires, and there are 2 or 3 match referees also.
Right. Okay, sir. Thanks a lot for your wonderful views. It was nice talking to you, sir.
Just to sign off before that, this is the book which I have written for the benefit of umpires, with all pictorial things explained with umpiring techniques and how to interact at different situations and all. Anyway, nice talking to you and then sharing my experience.
Sir, what is the sir? Yeah, sir. One question. What is the name of the book, sir?
Cricket Laws and Playing Conditions Made Easy. So that book can be referred by all stakeholders, either commentators, press, the players, umpires, coaches.